Good evening, everybody, or anybody. Tommy, Richard, hello again. Oh, done it. Just managed to delete my YouTube. Right, let's try again. Hello, everybody. So, I've been wanting to do a bit of a video on some chuck holding devices. We've got various names, but I have box here. And there are various on the market and some off the market. So let's go through them. So my first experience with chuck holding was with these boys here. And these are called chuck pigs. These are made by a chap called James Williamson, who actually, to be honest, become a friend and wood-turning friend. We've got Mr. SK Crafts, Steve from SK Crafts, who has created the Chuck Buddy. So, give this its close-up. This is a Chuck Pig, quite a different design. Quite a different design indeed. Chuck Pig, Chuck Buddy. We have from the man himself, Mr. Glenn Lucas, the chuck and faceplate storage hub. Quite a cool looking thing. Made of aluminium, I believe. High grade aluminium. It's solid, it's quite weighty. And then we have the chuck holder, made by myself on my 3D printer to a design downloaded from Thingiverse. We'll go through the pricings and costings later. And then, I guess the one thing that always makes me smile when I see this plethora of products, right? Because we're in this instant world, right? But yet we're artisan, right? Or we're supposed to be, and we're hobby wood turners. We have the Jackson made, turned chuck, whatever you want to call it, holder, right? As I say, we'll go through the costings and everything in a bit, but that's made of a Digbo, PLA, ABS, plastic. So the PLA guys, you know, fair play to you, more environmentally friendly from plant-based, ABS chemical-based, not sustainable. But, you know, I like ABS plastic for use on my 3D printer. And we have Glenn Lucas, who's in a wholly recyclable mode of aircraft grade aluminium, I believe. And then we have Jackson's version, or I Love Woodturning's version, which is an M33 chuck holder device, turned on a lathe, in this case made from a Digbo, quite crudely, but we'll see how they all do the job. Any questions? So, I need to get my pen out. For those that are researching, I would say they're all of excellent quality in their manufacturer. And recently, although relatively recently out, the Chuck Buddies, I believe, have sold in relatively large quantities and have been stress tested, and very little has come back. I know there was some talk the other evening on one of Steve's lives about some extremely large chucks that were put onto one of his. I've certainly destroyed one of these. I've never destroyed one of James's, but you know, let's go through them and have a look. But I would say these items here all extremely high grade. Mine's just homebrew Thingiverse on my own 3D printer at home, and this is, you know, made of wood. To be honest, I think it's probably, as long as it wasn't abused, it would probably last forever. So let's do some costings, right? So simple costings downloaded from websites or from chat. Here we go. So in no particular order, we'll start from left to right, and I hope I've got this right. So James Williamson, Chuck Pigs come in at £3.50. Now this was a while ago, right? It's probably a couple of years ago when I first started buying James's Chuck Pigs. Given the rate of inflation and product and postage and things, I expect they've gone up, but probably not a great deal, right? And then you've got postage. Okay. Steve's Chuck Pigs. This particular one, I believe. Steve's Chuck Buddy comes in at a very reasonable £6.99. It's a very solid piece of PLA plastic, nicely 3D printed, looks quite pretty nicely finished. I mean, it's solid. And his postage costs come in at £5. Glenn's Chuck comes in at, just let me remember, to the UK. So Glenn's, the Chuck and faceplate storage hub comes in, including postage, £12.35 to UK. Steve's is £11.99 for one. Chuck Pigs are £3.50 each plus postage. I'm not going to try and work out what the postage is, but you know, if we said £5, right, then we match the Chuck Buddies at least, right? So that gets James up to £8.50 with his Chuck Pigs. And then you've got good old Thingiverse. And this is I Love Woodturning. Special. Seeing as though it's my live, I'll say it's special. That comes in at, well, for one, that comes in at £275 plus 50 pence or so of ABS. So £275.50, £275.50 for one. for one, for one. Pretty damn expensive, I would say. The I Love Woodturning special. I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. So, this piece, however, my piece of Idigbo, so let's call that the Idigbo I Love Woodturning Artisan Chuck Holding, let's call it device. Sounds expensive. Comes in at a grand total of, I mean, how much did that little block of Idigbo cost me? I don't know. Let's say current wood prices, let's say £2 plus 30 minutes of my time. My time's very expensive, so if I don't mind saying so myself, so I would say that probably comes in at, well, it depends if I decide whether I'm enjoying myself making it or if I'm making it for profit. So I'd say that cost me £2 for one. If I use some wood that I've got lying around, then it'll cost me nothing. So, any questions? Any questions you'd like me to do? I've got some more calculations to do. So let's just, before I screw these to the wall, right? So let's say postage stays at £5. James will charge you for 5 at £3.50. £17.50 plus 5 equals £22. Let's make it 6, and then my other calculations might work out. So that 6 is another £3.50 on top. So £21. £21 for 6 plus £5 P&P, £26 for 6. Okay. Chuck buddies. Steve's very good. He keeps his postage flat. So I think I calculated on Steve's Made Me website, including postage for 6 equals, because you're never going to buy one, are you? It's only people like me that just buy one of each just to have a look at them and see what they're like, right? Is equals, I think, £46.94, including postage to the UK. Glenn Lucas, Chuck and Faceplate Storage Hub, comes in at £12.35 for 1, and his price for delivered to the UK to your door for 6 equals £58 or thereabouts for this over-engineered but very nice and solid piece of aluminium. £58 ink P&P. For 6 of these, so for 6, these come in at, what's that? 240. It's about approx, let's say £48 each. Okay. So I'll give you 6 of those at £48 each. Thank you very much. Okay. And if I'm making these for myself, I think I'll charge myself a tenner. So, look at you lot all boasting about the number of chucks you've got and how big your chucks are. So, I think what we should do is we should nail some of these, screw some of these to the board, shouldn't we? And we should just have a look at them with chuck devices on. What do you think? I think that's a good idea. So, I think we'll use James's original grey PLA. The interesting thing about the chuck pig is that although it seems painful, that's the wrong side screw for me. Although it seems painful, the screws go through the piece, and you can use as long a screws as you like, but the screws go through, and those screws add extra strength and reinforcement to the PLA. So, even if this device gives and breaks, it will, because of those screws, be reinforced. Okay. So, what I'll probably have to do is I'm probably going to have to raise them up. So, apologies for the noise. There is a unique feature of the chuck pig, but I'll show that off later. Right, Steve's is a slightly different attachment to the others, not reinforced through the centre, but has a very thick black back plate. So we need 4 screws for Steve. There's a highlight though, not reinforced through the centre like the others, but that's just a feature of the chuck buddy. Very secure. We'll move Glenn's fancy sticker down there. And again, Glenn's go through the centre of the piece, much like the chuck pig, but as I say, very different design. Right, now we're on to the Thingiverse I Love Woodturning special. Let's just, we'll move that over a touch. Can't vouch for the quality of this piece because it's homemade, tested. Right, and here we go. Similar in the placement of the screws to the chuck buddy is my homebrew turned device. Let's get another screw, because that one is the wrong size. Okay, and then hopefully without breaking it, you can see what's happening here. I have a central core as well. but that's just, you know, again, a bit over-engineered, but I have 3 screws in the Adigbo I Love Woodturning Artisan chuck holding device and a central screw as well. So there we have a board of chuck holding devices. Now, it won't surprise everyone to know that they all do the job, right? Oops. Including my own. Oh, 2 secs. Minor issue, 2 seconds. Some kind of amateur trying to pretend that he's a live streamer. Right, what has happened here now? Right, I need to just fix this. Oh, let's get James's back in. There we go. Sorry, everybody, or nobody, whoever isn't here. Right, let's just make sure we get that relatively centered again. Apologies, everybody. This is what happens when you try to do things live and you don't have the, you know, expert. Right. There we go. We're back in the game. Right. So, Chuck Pigs, Chuck Buddies, part of the Buddy range, which is a range of 3D printed items built by SK Crafts, available through Made Me, cover gouge holders, chuck buddies, jaw holders, all sorts of stuff for your workshop to keep your workshop tidy. Glenn Lucas, chuck and faceplate storage hub, Thingiverse special. There's a number of chuck holding devices on Thingiverse and all sorts of jaws that you can download and print yourself if you've got your 3D printer, but they're pretty damn expensive, £275 each. And these Idigbo I Love Woodturning Artisan chuck holding device, which we're woodturners, aren't we? Anyway, maybe I'm the cynic, but we live in an instant society, don't we? And you know, I have a 3D printer at home, so I can print catches for my Brabantia bin that cost £10 for a pack of 3, but I can print them for free. Well, no, I can't. I can print them for £65 or £75 each until I've printed 100 of them, and then I start to save myself some money. Right? So, should we hold some chucks on these devices? So, which one should we test first? I mean, I'm not saying this is going to be scientific, right? But let's do the one in the middle. Let's do the Glenn Lucas chuck holding. Sorry, I should use its proper name. Chuck and faceplate storage hub, right? So, I'll take my very proud of my VM100 chuck with its 65mm shark jaws in place, and I will, without prodding my hand onto the. We'll have a look. So, what I think is one of the things that's quite interesting is you want to get your chuck as quickly as possible, don't you? So, if you've got 9 chucks like Richard's got, and I don't know how many Joseph's got, 10 or 12. Tommy, how many chucks have you got? You've got a special drawer for your chucks, so you don't need one of these chuck holding devices, do you? I'm going to see. Wait a minute. There was some. Oh, look, Richard's got 9 chucks. Tommy's got 8 or 10 sets of jaws and carriers. He didn't say how many chucks he had. 9 chucks, Richard. Come on. One of those is one I sold to you. Right. Screw and unscrew your chuck off the wall. Leona, you're a woman after my own heart. Right. So, let's see how many screws we have to do. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're on. And that's going nowhere. Right. That is going absolutely nowhere. The back plate fixes it to the board. The board supports it. No problem. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, Leona, you can decide. Do you think that's an acceptable number? 4 turns? Okay. So let's go to James's, James Williamson's Chuck Pig. Right. This is the Chuck Pig. It has a special design to it. I don't know if you can see the special design, but it is kind of pig-nosed, right? It is pig-nosed, right? This is special, right? And I like this. It was the first chuck holding device that I ever came across. I like this. What's special about the shape of this? Well, the shape of it means you don't need to turn it at all, right? You can push it straight on the back and a little twist, and it's solid, and it's locked in completely, right? And then the screws are onto the board. The back plate fits neatly up against the board. This is 18mm ply. The rest of my room is 18mm OBS, or where I've got my chucks is on my racking that I built. But look, simple, lift, pull, done. This is threaded, so that, if you really want to start here and thread it on, you can, but you push it on, you hook it on the end and turn, and that's it. It's secure. How about that? That's pretty cool, right? I like that. I like that a lot. Right. Here we've got Steve. Steve's got 3-4 threads on here, and it's, similar to Glenn's. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're locked in. Solid as a rock. Happy with that. The only challenge I think we've got with this, and you'll see it on my design too, it's not straight onto the board. So, and as there's no central screw through, you are reliant on the core strength of that PLA, as opposed to the others, which all have screws. The others, which all have screws that go through the center as extra reinforcing points. But it feels secure. 4 turns and it's off. It feels secure, but it's the only one that doesn't have a central core, unlike mine, which also has this back plate onto it. Okay, so which is the one we haven't tested? Oh, we haven't tested the homebrew. So this is the Thingiverse. This is the most expensive and premium of all of them. No, this is the most expensive because this is the cost of a 3D printer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, it's 300 quid. It's 7 turns. I could print it slightly shorter if I wanted to, but yeah, it does the job. I can print as many as I like. I can do 9 at a time on my printer, and therefore, I'm sending a few to Richard just for a laugh. And then we come to the, I think what I've called the Idigbo I Love Woodturning Artisan Chuck Holding Device, which comes in at a maximum of £2 each plus 30 minutes of my time, which is extremely expensive, but I'm not going to include that in the price. It's £2 for one. I would guess that I could probably do 10 for £2, given the amount of crap that I've got lying around here. But for myself, just to work out with everybody else, I've got £10 and I can make 6 for that. It won't take me 30 minutes to make each of them. I might be able to knock 6 of these out without a finish and just a bit of sanding, but some credit, because I want these on my wall in my workshop and I like nice things and I don't want junk in here. So, I'll finish them nicely. I can make them for nothing, effectively, right? And Leona, right? Come on, Leona, you're a friend, right? I think you're a friend, right? So you know me better than not to have thought about all the design points, right? So this one doesn't need any turning at all. It just fits, right? And what's wrong with that? It moves nowhere, right? It's not going up and down. It's never going to go turn on or turn off because there's no thread on it. And it's artisan, right? Yeah, all right. I could work on the fit a bit more, but when it's on the wall, it fits. It's wood turned. It's not plastic. It's not metal, right? But also, it's not instant, right? It needs you to put some time in and some effort. But you don't have to twist it. You don't have to twist it. Anyway, let's put Glenn's fancy sticker up there, because I haven't stuck it anywhere on my lathe or otherwise, because I've been saving it for this moment, because it is a beautiful sticker, right? It's the best sticker. Yeah. But we're not gonna test any of these to destruction, because actually they're all extremely capable at doing the same job, which is, if you want to store your chucks on a wall, they all do the job. They also all do the most excellent job if you put your board at an angle. You've got your board on your shelf at an angle and you want to put them on there. They're never going to fall off, right? There are some potential stresses and strains on the plastic if you put them flat on the wall like this. But I'm gonna throw up a mobile phone, 2 seconds, and just show you my wall of chucks. Bear with me for 1 second. All right, connect. Video only. Okay, so let's just there we go. Let's turn off that one. Oh, no. Where is that phone connected? Bear with me 2 seconds, guys. So we're just going to have a walk around the shop. Two seconds, we're almost there. Oh, for some reason, 2 secs. I'll get you back. I'm going to delete that. Oh, I'm just putting my mobile onto the screen, so just bear with me for a second. Prison mobile. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Disconnect. It's all happening. There we go. Right, so close up here. The Chuck Pig. Special design. SK Crafts close up. Solid piece of kit. Doesn't have central reinforcement, but 50% infill. Glen Lucas special. Homebrew from Thingiverse. Artisan homemade. Make up your own mind. So I have my chucks on the wall. Generally with James Williamson's chucks. And if I can find it, James's supports without a problem. My VM100 with chart drawers, my VM120, and my Weidemann ball chuck, which to be honest, a beast. And I don't know that any of the others I would want to test with that. More than happy with that. It's a very substantial, heavy piece of work. And I have my faceplate. Also, this is a particularly brutal spike plate. It's also homemade. Which sits on a nice chuck buddy, and I've got a couple of chuck buddies, or not chuck buddies, chuck pigs down here. I will put Steve's up. I will put Steve's up when I find extras. Yeah, there we go. So, any thoughts? Extra thoughts in the room? Which is best? What are people voting for as? Is it a completely over-engineered solution to something that doesn't have a problem? I don't know. You tell me. Who said we're so organised? Jeepers. If you could see the other side of my shop. Garage. Chuck pigs. Right, find James Williamson on Facebook. He's an incredibly nice guy. He's into all sorts. I bought a few off him through Joseph. Joseph introduced me to him. I think Richard, if Richard Phelan's still here, I think Richard's got a few of James's. Well, my chuck key holder's on 2 nails, right? I think, and that works for me. Otherwise, I stick them on the lathe bed, right, Leona? As a lot of us do. I am in love with this badge though. Glenn's definitely got the #1 position in terms of. I mean, I just think back to the days I used to connect Panini football stickers, and this would have been the GOAT. Leona, I don't think I've got one of your stickers. I haven't got one of your stickers. I don't think I've got anybody's stickers, to be fair. Oh, wait a minute. I don't stick my stickers on my lathe. Right. So let's do the sticker helmet, shall we? So, Stace makes. Toonfish Craft. Oh, what's that? Did you give me a bottle opener? You most certainly did not give me a bottle opener. I don't know what that is, but I hear there might be a comeback. Awesome. Ian in the shed. Nick, Real Simple Things and Shop Dogs Workshop. So, there we go. I need to find a place for Glenn. I think Glenn can take top spot, but Forking Bananas has got the prime position. So better make a comeback, otherwise I'll be having to think about whether I need to replace that. Oh, could stick Glenn on there. No. So another I've been trying to do this for months, right? I've had these chuck items sat in this sorry little box. Actually, I shouldn't call it a sorry little box. It came from Steve SK. Back then, by the way, postage costs were £2.90. So they've gone up to £5 now. But as I say, Steve's got a flat fee. So there's many of these chuck buddies as you want to buy for £5 in the post, I think, within reason. Right. Is it? No, is it? Okay. You can tell him. Here's James's Chuck Pigs from James Williamson. First class, sent me 6. Postage cost £1.29. What's going on here then? 20th of December 2021, 30th of January 2022. Well, that shows you how long I've been thinking about prepping for this. So that was January this year. I think Glenn's, I don't know where Glenn's is, but you'd have to say to Steve that he was ripped off there, wouldn't you? A month afterwards, and he's paid £2.90 for second class, and James has managed to send 6 of them in first class. Granted, in just a jiffy bag and not a fancy box, but there you go. I wonder where Glenn's box is. I bet that was a bit fancy. Let me see if I can find Mr. Lucas's box. What's this? That's not Glenn's box. Oh well. But you know, 3D printers can drive you to make all sorts of crazy things, right? I got this off Thingiverse. This is quite a cool little set of chuck jaws. We're doing an off-center turn. They work quite well. You put your object in there, clamp it down, turn it away. That was quite cool. This is quite cool. This is for reverse chuck mounting. So if I could find my live center, which someone said we're incredibly organised earlier, but clearly I am not organised at all. Oh well. Oh, here it is. if you want to do a reverse chuck, then and this is a really handy 3D printed little device. You stick that on your tailstock, on your live center, and then you can put your chuck onto your live center, and off you go. Again, 3D printed, but a bit of fun, isn't it? Again, we go off into the realms of spurious towards the end of a live of mine. I think I need to go to bed because I've got to get up, go to get a taxi, and go to London tomorrow for the day job. So I think I'm going to close this down. I've no idea how long I've been rambling and whittering on about chucks for, but I'm sure it's way too long. 47 minutes. I'm just trying to. I'll have to read back over this. Look, I'd love to. I would love to. Maybe in another year or two, when little Laurie and Wilbur are more able to look after themselves a bit better. But yeah, your alarm goes off in 6 hours. I think mine. Oh no, mine won't be going off in 6 hours, but maybe 7. So yeah. But look, I hope that was interesting to an extent. Okay, let's not move. Let's not cover up the master. And let's not put that next to his. But yeah, full array. James Williamson, Chuck Pigs. Find him on Facebook. There might be a little bit more. They were £3.50 when I originally bought them, but I suspect they're probably more like £4 or £4.50 now or something. Order as many as you can from him because they're not the earth, right? Chuck buddies £6.99 each, £5 postage. Buy as many as you like, still £5 postage. Chuck and Place Plate Storage Hub. All right, it's expensive for one, £12.35, £11.95.99 Light Steve's. And it still is more expensive if you buy 6 of them. About £12 difference between the two, but it's an engineered piece of kit. But that's never going to break, right? It's never going to cause any damage to your chuck either because it's aluminium, not steel. Thingiverse, if you've got a 3D printer, download it, print it, costs you nothing, right? £275 for the kit, but I'm sure you're using it for loads of other things. You can get yourself, a few pence worth of ABS or PLA. You can do it yourself. Or, as we're wood turners, turn your own. Don't be lazy. Don't be instant. Anyway. Right. Good. I live in a digital world. I like being instant, but I also like doing stuff like that. See you later, guys. Thank you for hanging out again for another 50 minutes. And I'll see you all again soon.